chasing the light. Well, I don't know how long this light holds on, but I think it will be enough. So what I want to talk about today is about relieving or dissolving the pressure and becoming more happy with the things you're working on, especially if you are not achieving your goals. Well, I started with business like 2 years ago, basically, or actually longer than 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and until March I was pretty ungrateful and pretty I was too hard. I was too harsh with myself because I was not appreciating the effort I was putting in. So I started with Fortnite videos around 2.5 years ago. Then I swapped to self-improvement. Then I skipped half a year, and then I started Lernen wie ein Profi with 2 of my best friends, which we now grew over 23k subscribers in 6 months on Instagram. So quite impressive. However, as we grew the brand, as we grew the business, as we made more money, more and more to-dos came in. And I was not really satisfied with my output because I was always thinking, yeah, okay, I could do more, I could work more, because at the beginning of the day I set my to-dos, and then in the evening I couldn't even manage to finish like three quarters or something, and therefore in the evening I still had like 5 to 10 pending to-dos, but I had no more time because I had to go to sleep. And then this kind of accumulated even more until February this year, where I've watched a podcast from Simon Sinek, and if you don't know him, this guy is amazing. He has written 2 books which are called, or he has written probably more books, but the 2 I've read were Start With Why, which I would really like close to your heart. Like, it's actually top 3 books I've ever read, and I've read over like 30 to 40 self-improvement books. So if you're looking for a book to find some sense in life and to become more happy as a person generally with the things you're doing, or maybe to let go of the things you're doing right now and actually find what's making your life better, buy this book. I don't have an affiliate code or something. It's called Start With Why, so I would really recommend you to start reading this book. And one thing he said in the podcast, which got me aware of the book, was that he said this quote, which was like, they talked about productivity and all that shit, and then he said, it was a Modern Wisdom podcast, so with Chris Williamson, and he said, Chris, well, you're working hard, man, and there is a lot of advice out there for people who are not working hard, so they should work harder. But for some people, the advice doesn't spread equally, and in your case, you should not work as hard, or you should work as hard, but you should be more fine if you do not achieve all of your to-dos, if you don't succeed with finishing your entire list of things you want to do a day. And therefore he said, and this what stuck for me, was that to ask yourself in the evening, when you have not achieved all of your goals, but it's the evening, you can't change it anyways anymore, or to just say, what if I've just won already? What if today I've already won? And this is beautiful because you're just appreciating your own effort, your own grind a lot more. You're grateful for the things you're doing, and especially if you're not able to finish your to-dos, which you will never be able to, because there will always be new things coming in, new ideas you want to work on, and time is not endless. Therefore there will always be open to-dos, and then not criticizing yourself for it, but being grateful and fine with what you have achieved, and just deciding that you have already won today. Like, there doesn't need any big thing you've achieved or any huge goals or any. You don't even have to make any impact that day. If you just ask yourself that, or if you just decide that you've already won, your life will become incredibly easy and kind of, yeah, it's a pretty relieving thought. I would recommend you to start thinking this in the evening, especially if you're like this self-improvement kind of guy. Of course, if you're not doing anything the entire day and if you're not fine with who you like, this message is not for everyone. Like, when I was starting with self-improvement, I was procrastinating a lot. I was like watching series, animes, which I was not proud of, which I didn't respect myself for. And the advice does not go to my younger self, which was not trying to win, which was actively trying against myself. But especially during the last 5 to 6 months, I really tried, and therefore I think it's fine to just decide that I've won already. Yeah, it kind of makes a huge difference in how you attain, or in how you perceive life, and especially perceive achievement and your own happiness. Well, the light stood out to the back end of this video, man. If you've watched until here, if you've enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, follow along for day 16 tomorrow, or maybe it's day 17 already. I never know. Well, I'm confused. I'm waking up tomorrow at 5. It's 10 right now, so 7 hours to sleep, and it will be fine. Hope you're grinding. Hope you're doing well. See you tomorrow. Peace out.